Today, we're going to be following the career of Shedeur Sanders, a guy who, in my opinion, unless Aaron Rodgers joins a team like the Vikings, will be the #1 story in the league coming up if he starts, especially if he doesn't start and the Browns struggle early on. Those calls for him to start will get crazy. Of course, these are the ratings we have for him. I wanted him to be at least a 72 overall star, and I kind of needed to bump that awareness up a little bit to avoid him being like in the 80s for all accuracies. I will say in Madden these days, the quarterbacks, especially the rookies that, are, I know he fell in the draft, but let's not act like that's his talent level. If they're touted as the top 3 round guys, they can usually be high 70, low 80 very commonly. Just to get those overalls up. So this is what we're looking like. But of course, for this one, we are not going to be altering the roster in any way. We're not going to be drafting, scouting, doing any free agency stuff. We're going to literally just be following Shedeur Sanders. So, the Browns have the worst scouting ever, the worst drafting ever, and they just completely tanking the team. So be it. If he joins a different team, so be it. We're not going to force anything here. We are just here to observe. We like to watch, if you know what I mean. But of course, if you want to see any more players like this and have their careers followed, let me know in the comment section below, or by even just leaving a like. That obviously lets me know, hey, you like this, people want to see more. And then also subscribe while you're there, why not? But real quick look, this is what the starting roster looks like. I don't know if this is really the projection. DeJuan Jones, I would like to see him start since he's massive. Of course, Jerry Jeudy, not a bad year last year. Judkins, the new running back. And then, of course, looking at the defensive side of the ball, Mason Graham with Mike Hall. It's not a bad-looking team. It's not perfect, but there's definitely enough talent on this team, at least on paper, assuming this is up to date, because that Dolphins rebuild, there was a couple of things that were a little off. My bad. But, yeah, I think this is pretty up to date. I think it's pretty accurate, which if it is, it's really just the quarterback position. Obviously, wide receiver does suck here. They got to make a trade, to be honest, but wide receiver, quarterback, other than that, I don't hate the roster at all. And it doesn't matter what we think of the roster. EA does not like it. 4-13. Let's see how Sanders played. Of course, this is a scheme that I'm not a huge fan of. A lot of rushing numbers, and wow, not even. A lot of, I guess, split rushing numbers. Sanders is a pretty good season, though. 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 18 interceptions for a rookie. The problem I have, the worry I have is, these aren't the numbers of a rookie. These are the numbers that he'll have forever on this team because the scheme is going to limit him. I don't know how to approach that. Even in our rebuilds, I don't know how to approach the whole obvious playbook predeterminedness, if you will. Do we have a specific playbook we run every single time? I don't know, because then it would kind of defeat the purpose. It's like, okay, well, let's go with the Packers because their offense is pretty balanced in game. They usually get good quarterback numbers, you get good running back numbers. Tight ends may be the one that kind of gets left behind, but how do you determine the difference between any? Everything's going to be like, oh, well, that's you didn't win Rookie of the Year. That kind of sucks. Too many. Where the hell is he? I get there's a lot of picks, but really? Not even on the list? I guess Cam Ward is right at the bottom, but yeah, I mean, how do you differentiate the next to the next? There's no difference, so I guess we're just going to stick with this scheme. Hopefully Sanders just moves on right away. In case you're wondering, the Ravens win the Super Bowl over the Eagles. All right, draft recap. What do you want? Ooh. Pick 1 overall, which is crazy. Crazy work. Troy Hoffman, 81 overall. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, especially with that 96 strength, probably generational. Probably. Not for sure, but probably. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Go wide receiver, which I understand. I like that decision. Wonder if there was a generational wide receiver did they pass on. He is hidden, by the way, so we're not going to pay attention to all the classes this hard. We're going to probably just mainly look at overalls and, what I usually do because the AI can't do it themselves. I just reorder by, overall. That's usually what the AI does anyways for the most part. But Richardson, nice right end, might be, the future edge, opposite side of Miles. And then Kevin Hayden. Okay, so, I mean, they got some pretty good players here. That right end obviously isn't hidden, but that's fine. Quick looks. I don't want this video to be 2 hours long, just because they had such a high pick. I want to see if they made the right call. Could have had a corner, which they don't really need corner that bad. Tight ends have done overall pretty good. But yeah, wide receiver doesn't seem to be any great ones, so I think they did a pretty good job, actually. All right, Season 2, quick look at the team. Shedeur is a 75 overall. We have the sliders on 130. I didn't want to go quite rebuild XP, but 130, which, I mean, he only went up 3 overall. It's about to be 4. Not the best work, but still went up nonetheless. Obviously, a lot of big additions. That left tackle, massive, right? He's already arguably the best lineman on the team just because he's equal overall, but he is a superstar. And then, of course, we do have, I forgot about it, we have dev regressions on. It's tough because I want Shedeur to regress. I want him to have a chance to regress because we're focusing on him. But I also don't want all these other players to regress, like tight end, wide receiver, edge, all that. So polarizing, so random kind of seasons. Like, an edge rusher can be an elite player, but because of an injury or because he's not finishing plays, he can double, triple teamed. The sack numbers could be low, but we know he's having a good season because the pressures are good. But in game, that doesn't exist. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should we have dev regression on? Because a lot of times, even when you have a season where... do I turn it off? I like dev regression. I even have injuries on. But maybe we shouldn't. I think, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn that off and injuries off. And then... Oh, they even got a star dev plus corner. Like, we got a guy that was a rookie last year... went down in dev from, it happens, don't get me wrong, but an off-ball linebacker going down in dev, I'm not going to change it, actually. I was going to, but we're going to stick with that decision after one season. That seems harsh. Unless you're really garbage, that seems harsh. So, yeah, I just think dev regression is just not where it needs to be yet, Not a great year, but a very much so better one, and somehow one that allowed us to get in. Man, this is giving me hopes for our Chupacabras franchise. If they can make it at 8-9, we can make it. I believe if 2 teams here can make it at 8-9, there's no reason why we can't make the damn playoffs there, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe we win a billion games in a row here, but you have to find out if you've been watching that series. We're going to have the 4 games this weekend. A little later today, 2, and then another 2 tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But, yeah, 8-9, good enough to make the playoffs. Who would have thought? But, going from 4 wins to 8 wins, of course, didn't change the playbooks at all, but it sure as hell looked like it, right? You have 6 losses, 7 losses out of the 8 first games, and then a crazy turnaround on the season. I mean, you'll see right now that we didn't change the scheme just based on the numbers. I imagine they're going to reflect still a pretty low quarterbacking season, even worse, arguably than last year because you have less touchdowns. Did have less picks, though. Judkins was a lot better, though, in fairness. Just don't get me wrong. That I think is good. Shedeur doing that, I think. I don't know if that's above him because anyone's potential, we don't know. He's got potential for sure, but realistically, in the first 2 years, I think if this is how Shedeur Sanders looks, that would be a dub for him and the Browns. I think that would be at expectations, maybe even slightly above them because it's not easy. Obviously. And the Ravens completely dominate us, which it makes sense, right? Oh, actually, I still want to see how Shedeur played. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to play quarterback, obviously. If it was easy, everyone would do it and they wouldn't be paid so much. But yeah, I think what we've seen so far, even, which is kind of mid for Madden, is honestly exceeding expectations for the Browns. Shedeur, not a great performance, sadly, but they got to the playoffs. They got a game in there. Had to play against the Super Bowl champions. It's tough. And the Chiefs win. As much as I'm a Packers fan, I wouldn't have hated seeing the Vikings win there. Someone new. Also, Justin Tucker's apparently a Raven. I don't remember that happening. All right, draft recap. I'm trying to think of what this team needed. Apparently O-line. Apparently safety. Pick 20. That's actually, worse than I thought, which is good because it means we actually played all right. Terrible draft pick. First round pick was a normal dev lineman. That is an automatic L. Orchard. Also normal development. Like I said, a lot worse of a draft than last year, without a doubt. Definitely a worse year of drafting. I mean, honestly, look across the board. You got slow safeties, slow linebackers. I mean, you've got 284 speed safeties, man. Who was in charge of this draft? Did they fire their scout? The last scout must have gotten promoted to some other team, huh? Because there is no way they went from that draft to this garbage. Like the other draft, I liked the first 4 picks, and then apparently there was a corner in there that was hidden. This class, however, is garb. All right, Season 3, Shedeur. Bit of a jump here. 79 overall, right? I mean, going from 72 to 75 is obviously less than 75 to 79. Those XP totals, you can see 7,700 now per one. Looks pretty good, though. Field general, not a bad archetype to go for, but great short, decent medium, decent deep. throw on the run, play action, under pressure, all that. It's all coming together. But how far will this scheme take him? That's what I wonder. Then we look at the defensive side of the ball where, things haven't changed too much, but the DTs have definitely grown. Ward's back to superstar. Donnell, I don't know if he was already superstar, went up in dev, whatever. DeMar Hamlin's our starting free safety if you want to know how things are going at that safety position. The guy they drafted is just not even getting used. So the playoffs 6-11, you knew it was going to be going down a bit probably here as didn't really improve the team too much in the offseason. The yards are going up, but oh my God, so are the interceptions. I can't think that that's Shedeur Sanders, right? Like, you got to assume that's the scheme. But why would they keep him if he's playing this badly? The DTs are killing it. That's all. That's it. There's no point in looking at the awards because obviously he's not winning anything with that. Another NFC North team getting in the Super Bowl, but another loss. The Ravens have won another. All right, pick 3 overall. These overalls are very low for pick 3, but they're consistent. Okay, that's a mid-pick, which I don't even understand because I imagine you still have the edge rushers, especially the right end. Then you have Spencer, strong safety, super slow, but good hit power, and he's hidden. So there's a mini dub, if you will. And then another safety, been really struggling at the safety spot. They get another hidden dev. Okay, that's a really good safety, actually. A little slow for the height, but he's good. He's better than what they've taken in a while. And then tight end, Ernie. I mean, he's a decent overall, but you took a tight end, you took a player in general named Ernie. Kind of crazy. And I don't know why, hearing the name Ernie reminded me of Elvis Doomerville. I don't know why. All right, Njoku is a superstar dev again. Sanders, 81 overall. I don't, once again, love the numbers he's had because the scheme is holding him back, but that's the Browns probably holding every quarterback of all time down. Just a tradition anyways, so Simmons is on the team, but I mean, you should be starting Golson, but that's not my place, not my job. 8-9, but this time not lucky enough for the playoffs. Hell, either were the Bengals. Let's take a look at those stats. I mean, just for Shedeur's sake, kind of feeling like this man should leave, but, it's up to him. Obviously, his sort of best season yet, right? Touchdown to pick ratio is the best. Yards are not the best, but touchdown to pick ratio is great comparatively to the other seasons. But yeah, this team's kind of a crapper. Of course, defense is looking all right, but offense, it is tough. All right, pick 16 overall. They go running back in the second round. They go corner in the first, which, I mean, I get they're kind of needing corner. The guys they got are definitely aging quite a bit. But middle linebacker, I mean, he's got some good overalls in here. Just for the most part, not the best long-term development, but they're better than I've seen some classes. And I guess I can see why they went running back, because Judkins is gone. But Shedeur is not. So I don't know if he got a contract here. What's the story? I would imagine he would have, right? It is a very cheap contract. This is looking like a 3-year 30 or something. What is this? Oh my God, it's pennies. Pennies on the dollar. Well, maybe when he's 30, he can join a new team. But this is what the team looks like right now, as it stands. And, I mean, the defense looks great. But that's what's kind of happened in Cleveland for a while, right? So maybe with the wide receivers being better, maybe they have just a good enough team to make the playoffs. If not, it's got to be that playbook. Because I think this is a playoff team, just barely. And they're in the playoffs, okay? I mean, to be fair, I don't know if the scheme hasn't changed. I haven't looked, because they might have changed. No, they still got the same scheme. But I say maybe they changed some coordinators around or whatnot. But we are in the playoffs at 11-6. Maybe even though the playbooks do control a lot, and I imagine the numbers are still going to reflect that, you could still maybe get it done with with those playbooks, but take it, when we're talking about a rebuild sense, this would be what, year 1, 21, 28. This is year 5 now, right? So, I mean, year 5 when we finally get a convincing playoff berth, it's not the greatest, but Sanders was solid. 31 touchdowns, 9 picks, 3,600 yards. Maybe Cleveland is the place for him. Rushing was pretty bad, so it really is the pass game in that defense carrying things around here. Maybe, who knows? I mean, this would be crazy if he actually wins a Super Bowl with the Browns. We don't know. We'll have to find out. But is he on the list? He is not. He should be at least in the QB range, right? Number 7 for QB. Fair enough. All right. This is the best the team has looked. This is the best that Shedeur has looked. And they're taking on the Jets. Got to get this win. They do. Nice. Now they have the Colts. Winnable. And they lose. Damn, I really thought the Colts were almost a gimme here. But, of course, not going to be the case. Take a look at the Colts loss. Lost by 6. Shedeur wasn't bad, though. I mean, he was equal to Anthony Richardson, even a little bit better. Just the team let him down realistically. And then we have the game against the Jets, where he did not throw 4 picks like Mac Jones did. That's definitely a positive. The NFC has been just a random one, which I love to see. The AFC, though, it's been pretty much the same team every time, and the sad part is the AFC has won it like every time. Did Shedeur go up in Dev? Kind of curious to see that one. As it was a good season, not a great one, though, but he is now an 86 overall, which is, I mean, it's up there. It's definitely up there. Running back didn't really develop too well. Defensively, you got Ward as an X factor, so maybe you get him for a little bit longer. Golson, the superstar, I don't even think we looked at his dev, so he might have just been superstar, but maybe he went up in dev, I don't know. Shedeur, though, already 28 years old, but super talented. He's got at least another year or two left in him on the Browns. We'll see if he gets extended or not. Did get to the playoffs, got a win. That's not a bad start. Look at the draft, pick 27, obviously a little bit further down, but man, not a good class regardless. Yeah, it's crazy whenever we do these, especially since we've been kind of like in between them for a while now. Always surprises me. Like, how are we not winning in these rebuilds? Super Bowls, way easier. Like, these are the teams, these are what they're drafting, or are the Browns just this bad? Like, you're taking a 65 overall in the second round. When have we ever had a pick that bad? Like, never, ever that bad, but here you are. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this is worse than drafting in a 32-man user league. It really is. Here we are now with, I believe, season number 6. Starting a lot of rookies here. But, I mean, the team still looks pretty good. They definitely need a new wide receiver, too. Jerry Jeudy is regressing hard. 85 overall. Should probably be in the slot at this point. Or at least as soon as next year. D-line, though, you still got Myles Garrett going strong. You got cornerbacks are still going strong. The team still looks a lot better than I thought it was going to at this point, especially with Newsome never going to superstar. He's 29 now, which is not that old, but he's getting up there, right? He's getting up there, and obviously, Ward's older than that. But, great progress last year, great strides. Even with this scheme, I wonder, can they do it? Can they win it all? We do not see a great season here. 5-12, I believe. One of the last seasons, Shedeur is on contract. Of course, he could stay. He could just, we see it a lot of times where they do just stick around even though things aren't going well. But realistically, even though it wasn't like an amazing season from him, the team is kind of holding him back a little bit. It should be a little bit better, but it isn't because the scheme sucks. So we'll see if he wants to stick around or what happens. Again, he's here for at least one more season, but beyond that, who knows? The one time the AFC has a new team show up, the NFC wins. Unbelievable. George Kittle retires. Freaking Wait, was that Dak Prescott as an Eagle? That would be a hilarious turn of events. Was that what that was? It was. Oh my god. So I'm not saying it's obvious they're going to be going away from Shedeur after this year, but there's some signs, all right? There would be signs. Only normal devs, so it's a classic EA move, but 97 throw power. The guy's got some throw power. Here we go, another season of starting Lang. You got yourselves a superstar left side of that line. Jeudy, 84 overall. He's still going strong, but definitely needs, a replacement, I would say. DTs are amazing. D-line's great in general. The team looks really good. I mean, I honestly think this is one of those, teams where you put the good playbook on for them in a rebuild and they win a Super Bowl. I thought for a moment that when I saw I kind of quick glance, all right? Give me a break. I thought we had the playoffs. I thought we had the bye week and said 9-8 this time around. Get to the 10th seed. Early on, we got 8-9 as the 6th seed. So, man, it really is just tough. It is tough, but yeah, I imagine with the rookie QB, imagine with another missed playoff season, it would only make sense that Shedeur would be gone, but who knows? They might have already paid him. A lot of times, the contracts are already set. They're already done, but who knows? Not a great year from Shedeur, but enough to at least get in the top 10 QBs, I imagine, which it surprisingly actually isn't. Wow. Hey, a new team. Even though as a Packers fan, Bears, whatever, but Bears beat the Chiefs. That's a dub. Don't care. At this point, I'm all about it. I know it's basically criminal behavior, but the hell? The Bears just fired Mike Tomlin after winning the Super Bowl. So Mike Tomlin sticks around with the Steelers for doing well, but not well enough to win a Super Bowl in a while. But you ends up one with the Bears and get out of here. Now it's time to look at quarterbacks. Here's what the overalls look like, by the way, in case you were curious. Brock Purdy is a 98 overall X Factor, and he has Escape Artist. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Cam Ward's a 94 overall superstar. Showing you how much schemes matter. He's a little bit younger, obviously, but where the hell even is he? I imagine he's on a team because he's not on ours. And there he is. A very cheap deal. Is that a one-year deal? Shedeur Sanders on the Lions. I guess we're going to Detroit. Here is what the Lions looking like. We have Shedeur Sanders here, but look at Ken Richardson, a little project quarterback here. I kind of like it. Getting very excited for the draft in our Chupacabras franchise. Just looking at all these drafts. Could be a while away, though. Can we sneak in the playoffs? I know I keep talking about that. I'm sorry. It's like self-promo. But looking at Shedeur Sanders, very accurate, good throw power. Everything's great here except for, throwing the run, break sack. And then the overall, because that dev, he's already regressing a little bit here. 87 overall. He was a little higher than that, right? Am I crazy? I don't know if they're going to... They don't show regression once the new season's on, do they? They unfortunately will not. But at 30 years old, star dev, I imagine he is already regressing. Probably minor, but it's gonna add up. St. Brown's still here. Ellington, I really want to move that guy up the list for them. He should be starting, but he's not. Aiden Hutchinson, they kept him here. Is this what a 3-4 looks like to you guys? I guess it is. I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson apparently is so versatile he can play interior. And no matter where he goes, he is going to be... It's a hell of a year, though, I'll tell you. Going to be missing the playoffs. Shedeur Sanders, once again, showing why these rebuilds we do, you got to just change the playbook sooner or later. The question really is, when we do the rebuild, can we win a Super Bowl with that team's playbook in the first 2 years or not? That's really the question every rebuild we do. Let's take a look at the NFC. Got Offensive Player of the Year. You have number 6 for QB. A little surprised by that, just based on his yardage total. And that's basically it. We are already headed right back to the draft. Raiders versus Vikings. The NFC North has been pretty active in this rebuild so far, following the career so far, and they can't win, though. They are not winning often. The Bears got one, but a lot of other ones have lost. Raiders win. Draft time. Trenches. A lot of trenches. Goodwell. I don't even know what we're looking at here. Oh, it is a bigger dude, and he is hidden dev. It's a really good-looking player, actually. Block shed's on point. Power moves on point. Strength's a little low, but Superstar dev is, nice. So something happened to Shedeur, and that something is that he is a superstar. 31 years old, but superstar development trade. I don't even know if he regressed. He didn't. I feel like he regressed at 30. Maybe it was because he was star. Maybe he wasn't actually regressed, but Gibbs, is he regressing? He is. He's 30. I forgot how long it's been. Of course, we didn't get to see his regression because it's another season. I don't know why I keep thinking that, but yeah, I mean, it's a good-looking team, right? It's not a bad-looking team at all. Playoffs, what do we got? Come on, give us a playoff run. Hey, 10-7, they gave us a playoff run. All right. Shedeur not in the top 3 anymore for quarterback yardage, but maybe he's more efficient. Maybe he's throwing less picks. Could see those 2 in the beginning. Thumbnail. But let's look at the stats. It looked pretty good to me. Looked pretty good to me, indeed. 35 touchdowns, 11 picks, 4,400 yards. Pass rating solid. Gibbs a little less than 1,000 yards, but St. Brown obviously a great year. Jameson not bad, Laporta not bad. Touchdowns a little low, but blocking's pretty standard EA blocking. And yeah, I mean it's a playoff team. Can Shedeur win a playoff game here in the NFC? Can he win a freaking Super Bowl? We're about to find out, I suppose, as he was the 4th best QB this year. Okay, things are getting a little better, getting a little closer. Who are they taking on? The Panthers. They're a better team. 88 overall is higher than 87, believe it or not. And it doesn't matter because they lose. Shedeur was good, though. It wasn't his fault that they lost, so he's just being let down everywhere he goes. Another NFC North team that just so happens to not be us, unfortunately. And it is the Vikings winning. Okay, talking about NFC North not winning. Well, that's wrong. That's irrelevant. That's out of date. As Shedeur Sanders, he does regress, which sucks. But he does go to X Factor. He goes to X Factor. I mean, I don't know why he even went down 2 over. Oh, okay, there's a lot of short, actually. They lost a lot of short accuracy. But he's an X Factor now. If he was X Factor beforehand, though, would he have dropped? That's what I wonder. Would he have dropped so hard? I don't know. We're about to find out. 32 years old. He's getting up there, right? A lot of quarterbacks aren't playing past even 34 at a high level. And here you have the draft. We are still here. Shedeur is still here, so we are here. They're going hard on the defense, especially the DBs. Not a huge fan of this corner pick. I get it, though. 93 speed. Age doesn't matter that much, right, in real life. And, the game technically has to play into that. But obviously for us franchise players, maybe just for me, maybe I am just one of those age freaks. But not like that. Strictly talking about Madden. Let's relax here. I only like him young in Madden. Holy crap, it's over. It's Jover. But, yeah. It doesn't really matter, right? In real life, you could draft a 24-year-old rookie. Typically, you want 22, 23, but, 21 to 23. But you could, draft those guys. They could develop later on. Who knows? But in game, yeah, you get a better odd when they're a little bit younger. I'm honestly just surprised that EA went back and allowed us to see some 20-year-old prospects. It's a little surprising. Not super common, but you see him here and there, especially at the wide receiver corner position. But yeah, here's Shedeur Sanders, 86 overall. And he's an X Factor now, but 32 years of age, and he's regressing. He is unfortunately regressing. We were a little bit more moderate on the XP in this one, which, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think we still ended up with some pretty damn high overalls, right? The teams were, for a while there, 87 plus. Now I think, the supplement of those players isn't really working out, so you're seeing the overalls drop a little bit. I think a couple seasons from now, if we're still in here, we'll see that the average is closer to 84, 85, which is kind of what the game normally is. So I don't hate it. I think for rebuilds, I like the accelerated look a little bit, try to get, a 10-year look within 5 years with accelerated XP being higher, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think if we're going to do more of these. And back at the playoffs, problem is we're tanking on the Vikings, and they've had some success lately. NFC North, though, you see Jordan Love and freaking McCaffrey, McCarthy anyways, not McCaffrey, at the top. Shedeur Sanders, 32 touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,200 yards. It's a great season. Can't go any higher than X Factor. And I don't think he would deserve to go any lower. Amon-Ra St. Brown's been great. This scheme, the Lions, same as the Rams, very good for getting a singular wide receiver up. The rest, not going to develop super well. As you can see, J.J. McCarthy right up there with Jordan Love, both of them number 1 and 2 for MVP. This NFC North, man, they're kind of dominating. I wish we could be a part of that, though, as we are in the playoffs. But 7 for Shedeur. I don't think he's going to have a single award win in his career. And at the current trajectory we're on, I don't think he's going to have a single Super Bowl win either. But let's see. Maybe this is the year. And it's not. We instantly lose. Oof. Let's take a look at those numbers. Sanders, not a great game, right? Not, the touchdowns aren't great. But you look at the sack total. And I think that tells you. You look at the sack total and the rushing lack of success, if you will. And I think that tells you all you need to know, right? Raiders-Falcons, been seeing a lot of Raiders, a lot of Vikings, which, again, wow, look at that, 9, a single-digit score. Falcons win 16-1, almost an amazing season. It's a great season, but it's almost like the perfect season. But we'll have to see. Is Shedeur even here still? Look at all the money. This team had no money before. Now they have a lot of it. I wonder how many of the players are just gone. I really do. They spent about 54 of that million, and they do have Sanders still. They have Sanders. Amon-Ra St. Brown is gone, though. I can't imagine that was a retirement, though. Aiden Hutchinson's still here. Yeah, I don't know why you would let Amon-Ra St. Brown go when he was your best receiver by far, maybe even your best player on the entire team when you consider how impactful he was. Do want to go back into Shedeur, well, not into, but into here to see Shedeur Sanders. The ratings look pretty good. The regression, not too bad. I think X Factor is going to hold them up for a little while here. And in the draft, they go wide receiver. Another middle linebacker, though, and I think you always need to be drafting offensive linemen. But Chuck Austin, 92 speed, 6'4". See how good he is. It looks like a true number 1/2, and he is star dev, but still looks great. Wearing number 81 is definitely a move. All right, here's the team. The team is looking a little worse than last year, like by a lot. It is. It's a kind of a shell of itself, really, on both sides of the ball, specifically offense, though, and I don't know if they can get it done anymore. I really don't. I had a lot of hope last year. Couldn't do it. With that being said, I think this year it's cooked. 7-10. 7-10. Completely useless season. I don't know what to think. I would have thought probably about the same. 25 touchdowns, 14 picks, 4,200 yards. Touchdowns are low, but it's still a good season. It is. I still think it's a waste to not start that rookie. Well, they got the rookie out there with the most touchdowns, so he did play. Might still win Rookie of the Year with that, to be honest. Aiden Hutchinson, no matter what the scheme is, he's just going to cook. He's just going to cook. MVP, Caleb Williams and McCarthy. We've just had so much NFC North success league-wide. It is a little surprising. It is. But quarterbacking, definitely not on the list. I didn't even actually look at the award wins for Rookie of the Year. Did not win at number 7. That's the wrong one. Number 2. Damn, that's close, though. Another NFC North team, but the Broncos do win. A lot of money for this Lions team. Just they're not spending it. Justin Jefferson retires. Big name gone. Not Justin Jefferson. Shedeur Sanders. Another 2 overalls, which isn't massive. 90 throw power. He's still very accurate. Pick 10 overall. They get themselves a nice looking running back. 87 speed McAllister. Always a cool name for a running back. Weird build though, right? 221 elusive style, but has 92 stiff arm. Such a weird build. I like the strength as well. I think this is it's a solid running back. Just that speed, man. It's going to hold him back. Superstar Dev, he's a great-looking player, though. I would definitely start him, obviously. All right, the team is still barely chugging along here. The team's definitely getting new faces, right? Aiden Hutchinson's gone now. I mean, how is the defense going to operate without him? I have no idea. But Shedeur might not have to worry about that for much longer. He's already down to an 83 overall. And I think going forward in this series, if we make it a series, when we do these types of videos, whether it's a series or it's a one-off, we do a couple each year, we're probably just going to call it when they're too low of an overall to start. When they're lower of an overall than every other team's starter, that's when I'm going to be like, okay, cut, that's the career. It's over, right? Like, who cares if they're a backup? Even if they win a Super Bowl, that doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. And they go 4-13. Not really ending with a bang here. Don't know how much longer Shedeur has, but I did put dev regression on, I think, when they're in their 30s and we see, legitimate regression in, like, talent, the way they're playing, whether that's them or the team around them, as Caleb Williams wins an MVP, I think it's time to put the dev regression on and see what does EA think. What does EA think? Is he bad enough to regress? I don't even know if he will be. I really don't, but it's interesting to see. Also, you do see those spontaneous, you see those spontaneous retirements, so while we're at it, just take a quick look at the total career stats. Why not, right? But 44,828 yards passing, 344 touchdowns, 158 picks, 100 passer rating, 68% completion percentage. Not a bad career. Definitely not a bad career at all. That's actually amazing. 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards rushing. Pretty good stuff there. As far as awards go, though, I'm not even sure if he's even made a Pro Bowl, honestly. But here are the years. You look at Cleveland, and obviously these are years that just ruined him. Not a single season even close to 4,000 went to Detroit, and not a single season close to not being 4,000. Touchdowns are lacking a little bit, but where weren't they? And as far as awards go, yeah, I mean, he's got a Pro Bowl appearance, and that's it. Eagles, Texans in the Super Bowl. Can we see a Texans Super Bowl? I think they deserve it. Kind of young franchise, but it's not even really that much younger anymore. 20-16 as we're in 2035 now. But we got to first see if Shedeur is even here. He might have retired, but I imagine he just regressed a little bit. Wow. Okay, so his overall didn't regress that hard, but they have just basically declothed him. Like, that is the definition of, like, walking down the street and then someone just rips everything off you. Like, that is insane. From X Factor straight to normal. Wow. I wonder if every other quarterback that was like a high dev also had that happen, or if it was just because, well, every other quarterback with high dev that's old, or if it's just because he did play kind of badly. It's not even a bad season, though. It's got to be age-related. I think the game pretty much is built around having regression on, so you actually see people retire. But did Caleb go down after an MVP season? He's still an X Factor, so unless 35 is really that big of a deal, then it might just be specific to him for how he played, honestly. Like, every other quarterback here that's 34 or around 34 didn't really regress. Richardson dropped to superstar, but that's not from X Factor to normal, so damn, that's insane that you can go down that far, though. But let's see, is he still going to be a starter? 80 overall is probably good enough to start in a couple of teams, obviously this one being one of them, but will they keep him? I don't even know. Pick 3 overall, and they kind of cooked. They kind of cooked. Really good left end, really good corner, really good tight end. I mean, they actually had a really good draft, which they should at pick 3, but that isn't always the case. All right, another season. Shedeur Sanders is still here. Hand on my heart, I'm not bringing him back. He is literally just coming back every single time on his own, and the price is probably pretty low, but let's take a look at how much he actually is making here. I would guess like a 1 year 7, 1 year 6. And 1 year 5. So, I mean, yeah, it's low, but if he wants to stick around, he wants to play some more years, I guess that's what, the price you got to pay. 8 and 9, I mean, getting closer, but also getting closer to retirement here is Shedeur. He's just locked in at 24 touchdowns, I guess. Just can't do any better. Definitely not good enough for Offensive Player of the Year, MVP, even probably not even top 10 QB for the NFC, so kind of pointless. Really disappointing, though, that Shedeur, just didn't have a better team around him. We had a few playoff runs and only one, I think, honestly, only one playoff win, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, who knows? Who knows? Maybe he never gets a chance to start in the NFL. You just never know. You really never know. But I think that I'd say first year he'll get his chance at the Browns. The Eagles win the Super Bowl. Then again, you don't know. Like Deshaun Watson, what's going on there? There's I wouldn't say potential, but he's shown it in the past as Sanders regresses very hard here. 32 points down to a 73. This might be it. And I think that might be it. That might be it. He is a 73 overall. They replace him with another fellow older player here in Jaden Daniels, who's still star dev though, mind you. Still is star development trait, but yeah, 73 overall. That's it. I might do one more season here just because he might just legitimately retire, and it would be cool to see it literally to the end. But if he sticks around as like a 65 overall, okay, yeah, GG. You're a backup, maybe mentor type for a team that even if they win the Super Bowl again, doesn't really matter. Like, sure, as a player, I'd think it'd be great, but you're not really a Super Bowl winning quarterback just because you have a Super Bowl. As they do go QB, as they know that obviously even Jaden Daniels is going to need to be replaced. Hey, say what you will, but this team could be a playoff winning one. No point in looking at their stats because obviously it's not Shedeur anymore. They do win the first game. There's a chance taking on the Vikings, and they do lose. So unfortunately, I think that is where our journey will end. Let's take a look at Sanders' full-on stats, though. Does finish, even though he technically played a year less than Daniels, with more yards and touchdowns than him. A little bit more picks, of course, but arguably a better playing career than Jaden Daniels, which, right now Jaden Daniels is kind of killing it. Of course, some rushing numbers in there definitely would maybe make that argument, right? You'd maybe make that argument. Okay, a little bit better rushing, so he's technically the better overall QB, but this is probably going to be it for Mr. Shedeur Sanders. Let's see if he actually officially retires or we have to unofficially retire him here. The Bills retire the Bills win the Super Bowl, and Shedeur Sanders retires after 14 years in the league. Once again, a very damn good career. Just individual accolades like, Pro Bowl and all that stuff. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. But I think with just his popularity, he probably would get a couple of Pro Bowls in there, even if he was awful, which he really wasn't. But of course, you can say what you want about, us putting the regression too high, but Jaden Daniels really hasn't regressed that bad. So, yeah, he's regressed hard, but he's 37 now. He's still star dev. So say what you will, but that's going to be it for our following the career of Shedeur Sanders. I'm trying to think if there's any other, players we could do that would be maybe a little bit better off, like maybe Cam Ward. I don't know. If you guys want to see more of this, though, leave a like. Let me know in the comment section below who you'd like to see next. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, Pkr Plays for non-Madden content. Been playing Oblivion over there, obviously, and we uploaded one yesterday. I would like to get the series, I wouldn't say wrapped up, but get it going a little bit quicker. So we might start moving on to 3 episodes a week. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or some sort of, whatever works. As I do have some other games I want to play, like Dead Island 2, and I recently bought GTA 4 back, and the 2005, I think it came out in 2005, King Kong game. Very underrated game, super fun. Graphics are probably not the best, but my old game, I don't know if it was my Xbox or my game disc itself or something, I believe Corrupt the disc, and I don't think I ever actually finished that game, but it's a rather quick game if I remember correctly, so it might be just kind of like a little one-off or a few episode series. Just, trying to widen the catalog over there on the second channel. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching, and hopefully you check out Chupacabras a little later today and all the videos we have coming tomorrow and beyond. But hopefully come back for those videos. But until those videos, see ya. And again, shout out to all the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys a ton. If you're not already a member, you're thinking about becoming one, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details will be in there. Of course, we have monthly members only rebuilds that we do. And I think we'll probably have on Monday or sometime soon a special kind of gauntlet video for members only as well. But regardless, member or not, appreciate y'all for watching, and